two pets can live in the same room. They can share the same sofa. They can stare at the same food bowl. But inside their bodies, they may be speaking two different languages. A dog walks in with a wagging tail. In dog language, that tail may say, "I come in peace. I am excited. I want to meet you." But a cat sees fast movement behind the dog. In cat language, a whipping tail often means pressure. "I am irritated. Give me space." So the dog thinks it is sending a friendly invitation. The cat thinks it is receiving a warning signal. Nobody is trying to be rude. Nobody is trying to start a war. But the translation system fails. That is the quiet comedy of dogs and cats. They are not simply different animals. They are two emotional operating systems. One is built for social movement. One is built for careful distance. One says hello with energy. The other says safety first. And when those systems meet, confusion can happen quickly. A dog may rush forward because friendliness feels natural. A cat may step back because control feels safer. The dog may read that retreat as a new game. The cat may read that chase as a serious threat. Then the room changes. Not because one animal is bad, because both animals are reading the same moment differently. This is the second battle between two worlds. Not claws versus teeth. Not loyalty versus independence. This battle is about signals. Tails, ears, eyes, voices, scent, and personal space. Tiny messages that decide whether a meeting becomes peaceful or turns into a small living room drama. To understand dogs and cats, we must stop asking one simple question. Why do they not get along? A better question is this. What did each animal think the other one just said? Because most conflict begins before the first growl. It begins with a misunderstanding. Let us start with the tail. For dogs, the tail is not just decoration. It is a moving, emotional broadcast. A loose, wide wag can show friendliness and excitement. It can say, "I want to interact." It can say, "I am open." It can say, "This moment feels good." But even dog tails are not simple. A stiff tail can mean tension. A high tail can mean confidence or alertness. A low tail can mean fear or uncertainty. And scientists have noticed something even more fascinating. Dogs may wag with different emotional patterns. A stronger wag toward the right can reflect more positive emotion. A stronger wag toward the left can reflect more stress or caution. This does not mean every wag is a guaranteed smile, but it reminds us of something important. The dog tail carries emotional direction. It is a signal system. Now look at the cat. A cat tail follows a different grammar. A calm, upright tail can be friendly. A soft curve can show comfort. But a fast, sharp whipping tail means something else. It often means irritation. It can mean overstimulation. It can mean stop now. When a cat's tail starts slapping the floor, the message is clear. The emotional temperature is rising. The cat is not asking for more excitement. It is asking for control. This is where dogs and cats can misread each other. The dog sees tail movement and expects connection. The cat sees energetic movement and feels pressure. The dog brings party energy. The cat opens the emergency settings menu. Neither animal is wrong. They are just using different dictionaries. This is why introductions need patience. A calm dog is easier for a cat to understand. A cat with escape routes feels less trapped. Space is not rejection for a cat. Space is part of safety. That small difference matters. Now move to the eyes. Eye contact is one of the most powerful signals in animal life. But it does not mean the same thing everywhere. Between unfamiliar dogs, a hard stare can feel challenging. It can say, "I am watching you." It can say, "Do not push me." It can even become a contest of confidence. Dogs often read direct staring from another dog carefully. The body around the eyes matters too. Is the face soft? Is the mouth loose? Are the shoulders relaxed? Or is everything stiff? A stare without softness can become pressure. But dogs and humans have built a special bridge. When a dog looks at a trusted human, the meaning can change. That gaze may seek guidance. It may ask, "What should I do?" It may also express attachment. Studies suggest mutual gaze between dogs and people can involve oxytocin. That is the bonding chemical often linked with social trust. So, a dog looking at you may not be challenging you. It may be checking in. It may be connecting. It may be waiting for your emotional signal. But with cats, eye contact has another rhythm. A hard, unblinking stare can feel threatening. It can mean deep focus. It can mean suspicion. It can mean I am not sure about you. Cats are small predators but also potential prey. That double identity shapes their signals. They study movement carefully. They protect their personal zone. They do not always enjoy intense, direct attention. But then comes one of the sweetest cat signals, the slow blink. A cat looks at you. The eyelids soften. The eyes close slowly, then open again. It looks small. But in cat language, it is deeply meaningful. The cat is saying, "I do not see you as danger. I can relax around you. I trust this space." Some people call it a cat kiss. That phrase is cute, but the mechanism is practical. A relaxed eye means a relaxed nervous system. A slow blink lowers the tension in the room. It is not loud affection. It is quiet permission. This is another dog and cat mismatch. Many dogs communicate with visible social energy. Many cats communicate with subtle emotional permission. The dog may look for action. The cat may look for softness. The dog says, "Let us do something." The cat says, "Let us not rush anything." If humans miss this difference, they may make things worse. They may push the cat closer. They may let the dog rush in. They may assume silence means agreement. But silence can be a warning. Stillness can be a boundary. A slow blink can be a green light. A tail slap can be a yellow light. A hiss can be a red light. The animal has been speaking the whole time. We just did not notice the subtitles. Now listen to the voices. Dogs are famous for barking. But barking is not one simple sound. A bark can be joyful. A bark can be protective. A bark can be lonely. A bark can be frustrated. The pitch, rhythm, spacing, and body language change the meaning. A high, quick bark during play may sound excited. A lower, repeated bark near the door may signal alertness. A long, lonely barking pattern may show separation distress. A sharp bark with stiff posture may show uncertainty. Dogs use sound socially. They use it with other dogs. They use it with humans. And because dogs evolved beside people, they became very good at getting our attention. A dog can make a whole household stop moving. One bark can bring a human to the window. Another bark can bring a human to the food bowl. Another bark can bring a human to the leash. That is powerful communication. But cats use sound in a stranger way. Adult cats do not rely on meowing with each other the same way. They use scent. They use posture. They use facial signals. They use touch. They may growl, hiss, trill, or yowl in certain contexts. But the classic meow is often directed at humans. In many homes, meowing becomes a custom language. One cat has a food meow. Another has a door meow. Another has a dramatic hallway announcement, meow. The cat learns which sounds move the human, and the human slowly becomes the cat's personal assistant. That is the quiet part. The meow is not random noise. It is targeted communication. Some cat sounds can even carry an urgent quality. Certain hungry meows can resemble baby-like cries. That kind of sound is hard for humans to ignore. It presses the care button in our brains. The cat may not understand neuroscience, but it understands results. It meows. You stand up. It meows again. You open the cabinet. A tiny house tiger has trained a giant primate. This is not manipulation in an evil way. It is communication shaped by living together. Dogs learn to bark at our routines. Cats learn to meow at our weaknesses. Both species became experts in human reaction, but they did it through different channels. Dogs often broadcast. Cats often specialize. Dogs say, "Everybody pay attention." Cats say, specifically, "You open the door." And when dogs and cats hear each other, confusion can return. A dog bark may feel sudden and huge to a cat. It may fill the room too quickly. A cat hiss may confuse a friendly dog. The dog may not understand that the cat is asking for distance. The dog may approach again, trying to fix things. To the cat, that second approach can feel like disrespect. This is why humans must become translators. Not referees first. Translators first. Before correcting behavior, understand the message. A bark is not always aggression. A hiss is not always meanness. A wag is not always safety. A silent cat is not always relaxed. Context is the dictionary. Body language is the grammar. Distance is the punctuation. Now let us examine greetings. This is where the two operating systems collide most clearly. Dogs gather information directly. When dogs greet each other, scent is central. They often sniff the rear area. To humans, this seems awkward. To dogs, it is a biological introduction card. The scent glands carry information. Health, identity, mood, reproductive status, and familiarity can all matter. A dog does not think of this as rude. The dog thinks this is efficient. It is the dog version of scanning a profile. Fast, direct, full of data. But cats prefer a more delicate protocol. A friendly cat greeting may begin with distance, then a cautious approach, then nose-to-nose sniffing, then maybe cheek rubbing. That cheek rubbing leaves pheromones. It marks the meeting as familiar and safe. It says this belongs to the friendly category. It builds comfort slowly. For cats, greeting is not just collecting data. It is managing trust. A cat wants control over the pace. It wants the option to leave. It wants its personal space respected. A sudden nose in the wrong place can feel outrageous. A dog may think I am just saying hello. A cat may think this stranger has no manners. This is the classic diplomatic crisis. The dog sends direct social curiosity. The cat receives invasive energy. The dog moves closer to improve the relationship. The cat moves away to protect the boundary. The dog follows. The cat warns. And suddenly the humans say, "Why are they fighting?" But the fight started with a greeting style mismatch. This is why slow introductions are so important. Separate spaces help. Scent swapping helps. Feeding near a closed door can help. Short supervised meetings help. The goal is not instant friendship. The goal is safe familiarity. Not faster. Better translated, a dog should learn calm observation. A cat should learn that the dog does not remove escape. The human should reward quiet behavior. The human should avoid forcing contact. A peaceful dog and cat relationship is not built by throwing them together. It is built by making each signal less scary. This matters because both animals are intelligent. But intelligence does not mean they automatically understand each other. A dog may be socially brilliant with humans. A cat may be emotionally precise with territory. But they still come from different survival histories. Dogs are descendants of group-living hunters. Their social world rewards coordination. Movement following signals and shared action matter. Even today, many dogs feel safer when they know the group plan. Where are we going? What are we doing? Who is leading? What does my human want? A dog often looks outward for direction. A cat comes from a more solitary hunting style. Its survival world rewards caution and control. Where are the exits? Who is too close? What changed in the room? Can I watch before I decide? A cat often looks inward towards safety assessment. So when a dog enters with excitement, it may feel social. When a cat freezes, it may feel smart. These instincts are not personality flaws. They are ancient design features. The dog's operating system says, connection solves tension. The cat's operating system says, distance reduces danger. That is why the same situation produces opposite choices. A guest enters the house. The dog may run forward. The cat may disappear. The dog is gathering excitement. The cat is gathering information. A new toy appears. The dog may grab it quickly. The cat may study it from under a chair. The dog tests through action. The cat tests through observation. A loud noise happens. The dog may bark. The cat may hide. The dog pushes sound outward. The cat pulls the body inward. Again, nobody is wrong. They are solving different problems. This is why pet owners must watch patterns, not stereotypes. Not every dog is loud. Not every cat is distant. Some cats are bold. Some dogs are shy. Some dogs love quiet rules. Some cats walk into the room like they own the government. Individual personality matters. Age matters. Past experience matters. Socialization matters. Health matters. The home environment matters. But the species-level communication patterns still shape the first translation. They create default assumptions. They influence what feels safe, rude, playful, or threatening. If we understand those defaults, we become better guardians. We stop forcing animals into our preferred story. We stop saying they should just be friends. We start asking, what does each one need to feel safe? For the dog, safety may mean clear guidance, a calm leash, a familiar command, a reward for ignoring the cat, a predictable routine. For the cat, safety may mean vertical space, a shelf, a cat tree, a quiet room, a doorway it can control, a place where the dog cannot corner it. The environment becomes the translator. Furniture can prevent conflict. Distance can lower tension. Routine can build trust. Scent can introduce before sight. Calm repetition can replace surprise. That is the hidden skill of multi-pet homes. You are not just raising animals. You are designing communication. You are designing peace. A good introduction does not ask the cat to become a dog. It does not ask the dog to become a cat. It teaches both animals that the other one is predictable. Predictable means safer. Safer means calmer. Calmer means more room for curiosity. And curiosity is where friendship can begin. Not always. Some dogs and cats only reach polite coexistence. That is still a success. They do not need to cuddle for the internet. They do not need to become best friends. They need to feel safe in the same home. A dog resting while the cat walks past is progress. A cat eating while the dog is nearby is progress. A dog looking away from the cat is progress. A cat choosing not to hide is progress. Small signs matter because communication changes slowly. Trust is built in quiet repetitions. A tail that stops whipping. A body that stops freezing. A bark that becomes less urgent. A slow blink across the room. A dog choosing to lie down. A cat choosing to stay. That is not boring. That is the peace treaty. The battle between dogs and cats is not really a battle. It is a translation problem. The dog says, "I am excited to meet you." The cat says, "Please lower the volume." The dog says, "Let us connect." The cat says, "Respect the distance first." The dog says, "I can smell who you are." The cat says, "Start with my nose and my permission." The dog says, "Look at my energy." The cat says, "Read my silence." And the human stands in the middle, not as the boss of the room, as the interpreter. When we learn the tail language, we prevent mistakes. When we understand eye signals, we reduce pressure. When we listen to voice patterns, we hear needs. When we respect greeting styles, we protect trust. The home becomes calmer. The animals become clearer. And the funny little war between two worlds becomes something better. A shared map. A shared rhythm. A shared house where both species can breathe. That is the real secret. Dogs and cats do not need to speak the same language. They only need enough a translation to feel safe. And once safety arrives, something beautiful can happen. The dog stops chasing every answer. The cat stops treating every movement as danger. The room gets quieter. The signals get softer. And two completely different operating systems learn one simple truth. You are strange, but you are not a threat. That is where peace begins.